Hello, this is Jerry Morton. Welcome to my Finding My Way podcast. This is podcast number 23, titled Aunt Bess. Aunt Bess is a story from my adult years. The collection of stories I have written and am reading to you cover many subcultures in our country that I have interacted with from my childhood to my adult and senior years. A more extensive introduction to the Finding My Way stories takes place in the beginning of Podcast 1. Regardless of which podcast you are listening to, you will find the story both entertaining and worthy of your reflective thoughts concerning its contents. The stories, as a collection, provide insights into a span of time that has played a role in shaping American culture and influencing its future. The stories provide you with a sense of admiration for the culture's collective courage and our country's commitment to justice and its optimistic willingness to address new challenges. Aunt Bess. Pat Sisson was having her regular Fleeman channeling sessions for the month. She had expressed a degree of concern about this event. Some of her elderly relatives were coming down from Kentucky to attend the session. One of her aunts was reported to be hostile to the entire concept of psychic phenomena, and Pat was not sure where some of the others were. She hoped that the Fleeman session would not be disturbing to any of them. Earlier in the day, I had gotten out of sorts with someone I highly valued. We had seriously disagreed about an issue. That really upset me. At this point in time, I have no idea what the disagreement was about. I just remember that when we arrived at Pat's, I was not in a pleasant mood. My dis-ease remained with me through Pat's channeling of Fleeman. With Pat's Kentucky relatives there, Pat's house was unusually crowded with attendees. My wife and I wanted to leave as soon as Fleeman had finished his message for the group. Once Pat had risen from the seated position on the floor that she always took while channeling Fleeman, several people approached her. Wanting to ask her questions, they almost formed an impenetrable circle around her. I joined the back of the encircling group, waiting for a chance to say my goodbyes and apologizing for leaving the gathering so early. I was hoping to get close enough to catch her eye, speak to her, and then leave. As I stood there, I saw a small but distinct purple light above an elderly woman's hand. It startled me. She was seated on a couch situated to my right and slightly behind me. The purple light was a small, tight circle between her little finger and her ring finger. The purple light seemed to hover just above the spot where the two fingers met. She had that hand, her left hand, resting on the arm of a couch that she had sat in through the Fleeman session. The end of the couch where she sat was fairly close to where I was standing. It might have been 6 feet or so from my position. Changing my focus from seeing the light in my peripheral vision to looking directly at it, I expected the purple light to disappear. That's what always happened when I tried to see my own aura in the bathroom mirror. However, the light was still there. It was as steady and bright as I had seen it in the margins of my sight. I leaned backward and then forward. I leaned to both sides while looking at the purple light to see if it might be some sort of optical illusion. It was not. The small circle of purple light stayed centered above the meeting place of her two fingers. The angle of looking at it had no effect on diminishing the fact that it was there. Then I tried looking away from her hand altogether and then looking back. The light was still there. It remained there. It was not going away. I was alarmed. I was frightened. I did not know what to do. Well, the Igor casing material had many references to the meaning of colors. However, like so much of the other casing material I had read, it was interesting but had no relevant meaning to me in my daily life. As a result, I did not remember what the colors meant. If this purple color of light above the woman's hand meant something, I didn't have a clue as to what it was. Maybe it meant that something needed to be done about that spot. If that were the case, what would it be? The crowd around Pat had thinned. It gave me the opportunity to get close enough to speak in a soft voice to her. "Pat, that lady sitting at the end of the couch, see her left hand resting on the end? I see a purple light just above her last two fingers. She's my Aunt Bess. What do you think it means?" "I don't know. Maybe it means that she needs to massage it between those two fingers, right at the spot where they join. I think you need to tell her that." "No, you need to tell her, and just go over there and tell her." "Yeah, I was afraid you'd say that. Okay." Oh, I dread this. This woman's going to think I'm a fool, seeing lights around her and telling her to massage her fingers. What if she's the aunt that's hostile to psychic stuff? Oh, I don't want to do this. But it is true that I see the purple circle of light. I see it even now. I can't deny the truth of what I see, no matter how much I wish I didn't see it. I have to do this. As I approached the couch, Aunt Bess looked at me with an expectant smile. I knelt down beside the end of the couch so that we were at eye level. "Ma'am, forgive me for approaching you. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I keep seeing a purple light, a purple circle of light between your little finger and your ring finger." No, I don't think you're crazy," she said with a beaming smile. "What do you think it means?" "Well, it gets weirder. I think it means you need to massage that connection, right there where the webbing is between the two fingers. I think you need to rub that area for a while." "Please show me how to do it. Please do it for me." With a sigh, I said, "Okay, but I don't know what I'm doing." "That's all right." Oh, what a fool I am. Here I am seeing a purple light, rubbing this elderly lady's hands. I have just gone off the deep end. How do I get myself into these things? Holding her left hand in my left hand, I began gently moving my index finger in the web of skin between the two fingers. Immediately, the lady said, "That feels so good. It really does. You have no idea what is happening to my arm and my hand. This is so wonderful." Afraid that someone would stare at us, I stopped the rubbing of her hand. "Oh, please don't stop. This is just so wonderful." Her comments astounded me. I guess that she was just trying to make me feel like less of a fool than I really was. I resumed massaging her hand, and she continued to say that it was very pleasant and helpful as I continued not to know what I was doing. After a few more minutes of continuing the massaging, I said, I think I've done all that I can do now. You can continue to massage it for a while. You might do that at home some too if you find it helpful. Thank you. This is wonderful. You don't realize what you have done for me. What a gracious and kind lady, I thought, as I said goodbye and waved to Pat in the parting. Driving home, my wife wanted to know why I was rubbing that lady's hand. I told her the entire story. We were both amazed and puzzled. My wife was reassuring. She said she didn't think I was crazy. 2 months later, I finally got a chance to ask Pat if she ever got any feedback about Aunt Bess and what Aunt Bess thought about that purple Tylenol. Oh, that's right. You don't know. How could you know? When you did all that, the feeling returned to her arm and hand. She had lost the sense of feeling in her entire arm and hand years ago. She had been to all kinds of specialists. They could never fully explain why she lost the sense of feeling in her arm, and everything they tried to do to bring it back failed. Now it's back. It's 100% back. It came back when you massaged her hand. Clearly, I did not know why I saw the purple circle of light above Aunt Bess's hand, nor did I know why I thought someone should massage her hand at the point where her two fingers came together. It was getting harder and harder to explain things like this within my old scientific frame of reference. I continued to remain off balance. My sense of being honest to the truth would not let me simply walk away from the whole issue. I continued to study the phenomena.